everyone. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires.
A federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. I want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him and what looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly. At least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days-long sex acts known as, in their words, freak-offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them.
Prosecutors say Combs punched and kicked his victims to try to keep them under control. He'd also, they say, filled them up with drugs like ketamine and ecstasy for long periods of times, even using incriminating records to try to manipulate his victims. Prosecutors...
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as it became world news Monday evening that Diddy was officially federally indicted on multiple charges. The reports that came out, he was walking through the park with his son when he returned to his hotel in Manhattan and everything. He was then taken into custody. Well, they kept the indictment sealed for a day. Then yesterday they came out and read exactly what he was charged with. The indictment came out, was made public. They later on denied his bail that day, which they are scheduled today to have another hearing at around 3:30. That's going to be East Coast time. But now multiple people been weighing in on it, and one of those people is Boosie. I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous entertainer has done. Flew bees out for threesomes. He just freakier. We actually gonna call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex? If that's the case, if you've been flew out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this and trafficking. Heck nah, you're a celebrity. You gotta fly pee in. How else you gonna get the pee? You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was peed off at this nigga like he really got a problem. But facing life in prison for basically what so many other entertainers has done, hashtag I disagree. I'm starting to feel like this sex trafficking charge for flying bees in for threesomes will be a tool used to take down hip-hop artists and celebrities. Just think about it. Who flying their yeah-yeahs in to turn up? Who always in a different city and got to fly P to them? Who ain't tripping and go give their sex partner a little change? Think about it. This is real. If you fly a chick in and y'all turn up and you give her a little change so she's straight, when she go home, that's sex trafficking. Rappers, athletes, D-boys, politicians, be careful who you fly in. Now, the one thing Boosie did get right on this topic was be careful who you fly in. Make sure you got an understanding, because be careful who you fly in is what you should be doing anyways. Who you even having a conversation with if you got a lot to lose, or period, if you broke. Be careful who you dealing with. That's what he did get correct. But I got to tell Boosie this, on so many levels, this is the wrong hill for him to die on this early. They said they had video footage of certain acts. They saying they're tying his flying in, Boosie, because I guess Boosie didn't read the indictment and he just heard what he wanted to hear. These people were being forced. They didn't have a choice. And he's hiring men. This is not him flying in women from what they say. Now, this is his choice. You live your freaky lifestyle, whoever you is. They say they had 1,000 bottles in the crib. All I'm saying is this. It's a difference of opposed to me flying somebody in that I'm dealing with as a partner, somebody I have a real relationship with, as opposed to me forcing people and telling people they got to do this, and me using my business, my team, my workers, my companies to make these things happen. We don't know exactly what they have. I'm going to say innocent until proven guilty for Diddy right now. But the way Boosie is jumping out there, you ain't seen no evidence, Boosie. You ain't seen what actually happened. We don't know yet. Now, somebody having a freak party, and if you engage in it and you consented to this as an adult, then I can't say that there's a charge of trafficking. I can't say these things. But if you made people feel forced, and they can show that in court, that's sex trafficking. You can feel how you want to feel. You can call it what you want to call it. You can look at it like they reaching for celebrities. But paying for sex is not legal everywhere, bro. And if you are paying dudes to come in and have sex for women, they gonna call it a sex ring when you got your workers, your employees, your managers, and your team engaging on it. They claim that they had this stuff on video. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see all the proof come out. We ain't trying to see nobody get forced into nothing to hurt. And I for sure ain't trying to see no celebrity or nobody get took down because of their status or something in the game, and they just running a narrative on it. That's why we have to wait and see exactly what happened. But what Boosie is saying, this is not what he's being charged with, just flying in his women and, hey man, we having a good time, we partying, we having a freak off or nothing. They saying there's levels and layers that people were being forced. Now, if they have evidence of those things and you threatening people's livelihood, you saying, hey, you gonna do this or you not gonna do that, or you ain't gonna be with this, you gonna take these drugs. If you don't do it, I'm gonna come out and embarrass you and humiliate you. That's different because that's what they have in the indictment. If they can prove that, we having a different conversation right now. And also for Boosie, I gotta keep it 1,000. But what you up against right now, bro, I don't think you should comment on this case or anything federally. Just keeping it all the way 1,000, G. That ain't for me to talk down. That ain't for me to hate. That's for me to tell you the real, bro. You fighting federal charges right now, and you on the internet knowing that the prosecutors and the DA where you at fighting your federal charges in California don't rock with you. You are targeted. I do believe you should not be having to go through this case because they came after you with the way they did it. I stand on that. But you giving them the ammo they need to go ahead and have it more blood out for you. Just got to be quiet on certain things right now. And just know, when you put a tweet up like this on a topic this big that the whole world is focused on right now, you are saying you want your opinion to be heard and seen by everybody. Because you know it's going to get reclipped, reposted, reshared, and repurposed all over the internet to upwards in what, probably an hour, I say 50 million people with all the Instagram followers, Twitters, blogs, and people resharing it. That's the possible reach that it can have. Now, everybody might not see it that quick, but the reach is going to spread around, and everybody going to know what you think about it. And with what you got going on, I just don't think that's a good idea. Diddy is innocent until proven guilty. His lawyer said that these things are made up. They are not what they making it seem. These people was consenting and things like that. Most of the conversation is about Cassie. They have said that that was his longtime girlfriend. So that's their stance on it. We got to wait and see till everything come out. Then we can make these type of decisions. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming. Plus, he got gun charges as well on this situation, which, yeah, like I said, you're going to deal with what you got to deal with. You got to know the law when you're going to play with things like that. But we'll see what happens. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.